It's time for Dodger Baseball. Live from Dodger Stadium, Sportsnet LA presents the Dodgers as they take on the Colorado Rockies. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Friday evening to you, wherever you may be. Oh, yes, the Giants are gone, and oh, yes, the Western Division has been settled, and yet we have a good weekend with Colorado in front of us, and we start tonight as the Dodgers, having already beaten Colorado 10 of 16, winning 4 of 6 here, 6 of 10 in the Mile High City. On the mound for Colorado, good young pitcher, out with a bad hand earlier this year, Jordan Lyles. He has a record of 7-3. He is 0-1 against the Dodgers. For the Dodgers, big right-hander Roberto Hernandez had a rough time last time out in Chicago, where he made 88 pitches in 4 innings and suffered the loss. He is 0-3 here at Dodger Stadium, so he'd certainly try to get well tonight. For the Dodgers, of course, they have now clinched the division. They are going to welcome somebody here on Friday. The chances are it will be the St. Louis Cardinals. But again, the Pirates are only 1 game behind St. Louis, so we'll have to wait and see how that comes out as well. But with all the numbers aside, look forward to a good ball game and a whole lot more coming up right after this. Welcome to Dodger Stadium, Game 1 of the 3-game series with the Colorado Rockies. Dodgers have won 10 of the 16, and tonight they look to big Roberto Hernandez to keep the good things going. The Dodgers, among others, have won 8 of the last 12, and of course they clinched the division. So although this is an exercise, it is not a mere exercise, because Walt Weiss would certainly like to get things squared away. And of late, since the 1st of September, Weiss's club in the West has won 12 and lost only 4. However, that's the only bright spot since June 16. Their record overall, 6 wins and 36 losses. For Walt Weiss, trying to shake a ball club in the last 3 days, that would be 25 games behind the Dodgers, and they'll start off with Charlie Blackmon in left. Rafael Inoa will be at third base. Justin Morneau up to his hips in a battle for the batting championship. Then Mike Kadire, who won it last year, followed by Drew Stubbs in center, Willen Rosario the catcher, Josh Rutledge at short, DJ LeMahieu at second base, and Jordan Lyles on the mound. So on the mound for the Dodgers, Roberto Hernandez. Hernandez last faced the Rockies on the 15th in Denver. That was his start, allowing 2 runs, 3 2/3 innings, and he was not involved in the decision. Meanwhile, there's a lot going on in other ballparks as the first pitch to Charlie Blackmon is taken for a strike, and the count 0-1. Charlie Blackmon hitting .285, 19 home runs, 72 RBIs. However, he's been shut down in home runs, only 5 since the All-Star game. Charlie takes away a beautiful fall evening. It is exactly 70 degrees. A bare whisper of a breeze. Whispering Louise, and the 1-1 pitch, line drive into right field, base hit. So Charlie Blackmon opens up the game with a single to right, and the batter now will be Rafael Inoa. Take a look at the Dodgers defensively here with a runner aboard. It'll be Gonzalez and Gordon, Turner, Uribe, Crawford, Puig, Ethier, and Butera handling Hernandez. So Ellis gets a rest, Kemp gets a rest, and the shortstop Hanley Ramirez sits this one out, at least for now. So here's Rafael Inoa, hitting .370, Dominican, and playing third base. Charlie Blackmon, who runs very well over there at first, and on deck is Justin Morneau. A look by Hernandez. There goes Blackmon, hit and run, ground ball, going back to get it, and coming up with it is Turner, and makes the play. It was a perfectly executed hit and run play, and Turner somehow, while breaking to cover, was able to go back and get it. I think he shook himself up a little bit. Turner lunges, lands on his left knee, gets up, and throws out the runner by a hair. And he goes back muttering, does Justin Turner. So I think something hurt. He's looking down at his feet, and you can see a big scar of dirt on his left knee. So he made a wonderful play. So 1 out. Blackmon at second base, and every at-bat is extremely important to Justin Morneau. He takes off speed, ball 1. Justin Morneau is hitting .317. In the batting race, Josh Harrison of the Pirates hitting .319, and on deck Mike Kadire, who won the batting championship last year. 1 ball and no strikes. Hernandez delivers, misses away, ball 2. 2-0 the count. Of course, you look at Colorado and you realize what a club they might have had if they hadn't lost Troy Tulowitzki. Then they lost Carlos Gonzalez, Cargo in the outfield. They lost 3 fine young pitchers. And so with all of that, they're 25 games back. But they were a much better team prior to the injuries. Morneau waiting, 2 balls and no strikes. And the next pitch of the left-hand hitter is outside, ball 3. Hamilton, or Harrison I should say, who's the leader in the league, is hitting .358 over the last 53 games. So a tough horse to catch, but Morneau is right back of him, .319 to .317. 3-0 pitch, and he has a look, and it's going to be ball 4. So for the batting championship, that is a wasted at bat, but it should be duly noted, having been burned 4 times by Morneau. That's right. Morneau homers 4 times against Hernandez. Roberto puts him aboard with the walk. So a base hit and a walk, 1 out, and that was a splendid play by Justin Turner. And here's last year batting champ Mike Kadire. Kadire, by the way, has not lost his touch, even though injuries really kept him to only 180 some odd at bats, hitting .335. You know, he's the only batter to hit for the cycle this year, and he takes a strike. 0-1 the count. That's right. You have to go back to 1992 when only one player hit for the cycle. Kadire did it this year in August against the Reds. Got triple, then homer, then single, and then double. Mike, right hand hitter, waiting, strike 1 pitch, low and inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Of course, the other thing for Mike Kadire, who was also a star in the American League, he's become only the 3rd player in Major League history to have a cycle in each league. He joins John Olerud and Bob Watson. 1-1 pitch is taken for a strike. 1-2 the count to Mike Kadire. Kadire was on the 60-day DL, came off on Sunday, so he missed 59 games. He had a left shoulder fracture, and without him, they went right down the drain. The record without Kadire, 17-41. So Mike waiting, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here comes a change, pull just foul outside of third. Boy, he missed by a hair of having an extra base hit. So Kadire will come back and try it again. Off speed pitch, and he just turned too much, and it missed hitting the bag by inches and going down the line. So Kadire back up. Rockies trying to go right after Hernandez, just as if we were in Denver where they pile up the runs. Drew Stubbs waiting on deck. Hernandez with 1 out, looks at the runners at first and second, and the pitch fouled away. So 1-2 the count to Mike Kadire. Mike, who had his cycle against Milwaukee back in 2009. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kadire wears number 3 in honor of longtime Minnesota Twin Harmon Killebrew. Now the 1-2 pitch is fouled away. When Mike was with the Twins, he wore number 5. And then coming over here in saluting Harmon Killebrew, who was not only a wonderful player, but a delightful human being. And so Michael honors his memory. Kadire is from Virginia, 35 years old, 6'2" and about 220. Drew Stubbs hitting back of him on deck. No score, first inning. Roberto in trouble. Right-hander checks. Here he comes. Big pitch that stays inside. And that runs the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Remember the last time out, he made 88 pitches in 4 innings. So Hernandez is a big man, but he has to be awfully strong. He's also 34 years old. He is Blackman at second, Morneau at first. And a 2 ball 2 strike count on Mike Kadire. Ground ball wide to third, speared by Uribe to Gordon, back to Gonzalez, and they get the double play. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 left, and at the end of half an inning, Colorado 0, and the Dodgers coming up. But Kadaya hits into a double play, and a nice defensive play by Justin Turner prevented it from being a big inning. Talking about Turner, he's hitting fourth in the lineup tonight. It's Gordon, Puig, Gonzalez, and then Justin playing short, followed by Crawford, Ethier in right, Uribe, Butera, and Hernandez. On the mound for Colorado, tall right-hander at 6'4", and that would be Jordan Lyles. He is 24 years old, actually, to be right on the money. He's only 23. He'll be 24 the middle of October, out of Hartsville, South Carolina, and was a first-round pick by the Astros back in 2008. He's the middle of 5 brothers and quite a sports star growing up. First pitch to D. Gordon. He shows bunt, and it's low. Ball 1. 1-0 the count. Gordon batting .286, 2 home runs, 34 runs batted in, 0 for his last 15. Takes another look at a pitch for a strike, and the count to D, 1 ball and 1 strike. So it's Gordon, Puig, and Gonzalez as the Dodgers try to beat Colorado for the 11th time. Lyles into the windup, 1-1 pitch, fastball, low, ball 2. Certainly Colorado has suffered a great number of injuries, and Lyles one of them. He fractured his hand making a tag, and for Walt Weiss, all he can do is watch his heroes fall. Meanwhile, slapped into left field for a base hit and heading for the wall as Gordon is heading for second base and is in there standing with a double. For D. Gordon, he comes up with his 23rd double. He also has 12 triples, and the Dodgers trying to get on the board in the first inning. Gordon is trying to get somebody's attention in the Dodger dugout. He just sliced that one in the gap to left center. There was no way Blackman or Stubbs could get to it. And he goes into second base easily. Whatever Gordon was asking for, he's now going to come all the way to the dugout to find out what it is. And what he wanted is the sleeve, the protective sleeve, to put on his hand. So he kept waving and waving, in the old story, the Lord helps those who help themselves. So he ran off the field to get it. So Yasiel Puig checks in. First inning, no score. Gordon at second. Puig now trying to pick him up. Lyles hides the ball back of his right hip while he looks into Willen Rosario. And the right-hander ready and delivers, and Puig takes low and inside. Ball 1, 91-mile-an-hour fastball. Puig in his last game against the Giants, remember, 1 for 4, huge home run, and he had 2 RBIs in that game. But that great arm of his, it's no surprise, he leads the National League in outfield assists with 14. Big swing and a miss. Rosario might have gotten a little bit. In fact, he did get a little bit of that foul ball. So Willen spread with that left leg, and the ball hit him and then came up and got him again. So Willen Rosario had to go forehead down into the dirt for a split second. Now he's shaking his neck and his head. What a job, a catcher in any league. 1 ball and 1 strike to Yasiel Puig. Yasiel with 49 multi-hit games up to here. Lyles turns and looks back at Gordon. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bottom of the first, no score. Rockies had a couple of men on. Big play by Justin Turner, and then a double play started by Uribe, and that snuffed out the Rockies. 1-1 pitch on the way to Puig, and that's low and inside again. Another fastball at 91. So the count to Yasiel, 2-1. Backs out of the box, kind of bounces up and down, trying to get loose. It's amazing if you watch Puig. He does that in the first inning. He'll be doing it in the 9th, and he'll be twisting his body and moving his shoulders throughout the entire game. 2-1 to Yasiel Puig. Lyles ready. Jordan delivers. Ground ball, base hit into left field. Here comes Gordon. Charlie Blackman's throw is going to be cut off. Throw down to second, and there's Puig standing up and tagged out. However, Yasiel drives in a run, and the Dodgers immediately take a 1-0 lead. For Puig, that would give him 69 runs batted in, and he puts the Dodgers on board. Charlie Blackmon's throw really didn't stand much of a chance of getting Gordon. Charlie left-hands it towards the plate. Cut off, and then the play down to second base, and holding, just waiting, is Lemo. So we have 2 hits, 1 out, and 1 run. Adrian Gonzalez fouls it back. So that didn't take long to get the Dodgers out in front. Scoreboard not showing the Dodger run, but we know they've gotten it, even though they're trying to hide it. Now they put it up. So here's Gonzalez. Adrian with 112 runs batted in, takes down and away, and we have a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Gonzalez having a marvelous year, 25 home runs. Shut down of late, however, 0 for his last 14. Takes inside under the knuckles on a check swing. Shift is on. LeMahieu out in shallow right field. Rutledge, the shortstop, on the other side of the bag. And Yanoa is all alone between second and third. Lyles into the windup, and his 2-1 pitch swung on, popped up. The catcher, Willen Rosario, is the only one nearby, and he makes the catch. So Gonzalez struggling a little bit now, going 0 for 15. We'll take a look at the Rockies defensively. Morneau and LeMahieu, Rutledge and Yanoa. The outfield of Blackmon, Stubbs, and Kadire, and Rosario handling Jordan Lyles. And of course, 2 names really jump out at you that are not available and not here: Troy Tulowitzki and Carlos Gonzalez. So here's Justin Turner, the man of many talents. He's played all 4 positions. He's hitting .333, .374 since the All-Star break, and 7 home runs, 41 runs batted in. Takes outside. He's already made a fine play on the ball hit by Yanoa in the first inning. So Justin goes under the heading and headline of "Who Knew?" What a year. The 1-0 pitch on the way. Turner hits a 1-hopper that's going to be plugged up by LeMahieu, who throws him out. So we have 3 down. And at the end of an inning, the Dodgers 1 run, 2 hits. Rockies no runs, 1 hit. It'll be Drew Stubbs, the center fielder, Willen Rosario, the catcher, and then Josh Rutledge, the shortstop. Stubbs, right-hand batter, and we're waiting for Roberto Hernandez, who's waiting for Stubbs. Among things that have plagued Drew Stubbs this year, he's been caught on strike 3 taking, and he takes the first pitch for a strike. He has taken the third strike 56 times, hitting .289 and takes low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Stubbs has 15 home runs, 43 runs batted in. Good ball player. Now the 1-1 pitch on the way, swung on and missed, and the count 1-2. So Stubbs, who is out of Atlanta, Texas, that's in the northeast corner of the state near Texarkana, and a population about 5,700. 1-2 pitch on the way, slider swung on and missed, and down he goes. So Stubbs strikes out leading off the second inning. 1 away, and Willen Rosario, the catcher, coming up. Well, good for you. You don't look a day older then. And here's Willen Rosario. Rosario, terrific catcher, hitting .269. Last series, he was 5 for 8 with a home run and 4 ribbies against the Dodgers. Rosario has 12 home runs, 53 runs batted in, and he takes ball 1. 1-0. Willen Rosario. At first name Wilin. He's from the Dominican, 5'11", 200, and he's only 25 years old. Swings, fouls it off. Interesting, as a young ball player growing up, he looked up to pitchers in a literal sense. A coach trained him and said, you can't be a pitcher because you're not going to be too tall. And he knew his mom and dad were shorter than he was. He fouls another one off. So they said, I'll tell you what, you could be a good infielder if you could run, but we don't think you can run either. So the best position for you is catcher. Well, he wasn't very happy about that, but he put on the gear, and here he is enjoying his 4th year playing in the big leagues. 1-2 the pitch, and Rosario takes low. When the circus came to his town in the Dominican, he hit a home run that went so far over the circus sign that got everybody's attention. So he's one fella who went to the circus and really became a ball player. 2-2 pitch, swung on and fouled away, and that got him on the foot. So he's already been shaken up defensively, and now he's walking off a hot dog. He's got a shin guard. Got him on the instep on the left foot, looked like. As he strides, the foot turns over, and that's exactly where the foul ball got him. So 2-2 the count. The other night, it looked like Matt Kemp turned his left ankle, and he was grimacing in pain. But then when we slowed down one of these magnificent cameras that we have, it looked like Matt actually hit his ankle in the follow-through of his swing. 2-2 pitch in the dirt. 3-2 the count. Rosario in June had a big game with 4 hits. Now he's trying to pick up where he left off against the Dodgers. Hernandez ready, and the 3-2 pitch is low and away, ball 4. So Rosario walks to first base. Second walk given up by Roberto Hernandez, and Josh Rutledge will be the hitter, the young shortstop.
Josh Rutledge.
Rutledge only 25 years old, out of Cullman, Alabama, and he went to the University of Alabama. He homered here against Hyun-Jin Ryu, but that was way back in April. So Josh, who's been playing with the big club this year for the first time, and takes low. Of course, he is playing because of the absence of altogether Troy Tulowitzki. Josh will look down to third where Stu Cole hangs out, and over at first, former Dodger EY Eric Young. Rosario taking the lead. 1 ball and no strikes. Hernandez back with a change for a strike. We're talking about Justin Morrow trying to catch Josh Harrison of Pittsburgh and win the batting crown. for the Rockies because partly of talent and partly of the mile-high city of Denver. They've had quite a few batting champs. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hernandez fastball is fouled away. It started with Andres Galarraga way back in 1993. Larry Walker, the Canadian, won it 3 times. Then Todd Helton, Matt Holliday, Carlos Gonzalez, and last year Mike Kadire. So we will see whether Morneau can join that illustrious group or not. Meanwhile, Rutledge waiting. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Swung on, hit off his foot. No play, dead ball. 1-2 the count. Rutledge trying to walk it off. DJ LeMahieu, the second baseman, waiting on deck. So another foul ball lands on the left toe. Sounds like a podiatrist clinic here at Dodger Stadium. Instep, toe. 1-2. Hernandez, a high set, big right-handed delivers, and it is swung on and missed. 90 miles an hour, and it just seemed to dart at the last second. Though Rutledge comes up empty. 2 strikeouts for Hernandez, and DJ LeMahieu coming up. He was born in Visalia and lives in Bloomfield Hills. Originally signed by the Cubs and went to school at LSU. DJ's parents, father a computer consultant and his mother a facility manager, so often moved to pursue their careers. He takes way off the play, ball 1. So the family started in Visalia, then they went over to Vegas, then they went to Madison, Wisconsin, and finally, for the last 5 years, Bloomfield Hills. And as a kid, his father coached the teams. So DJ waiting, came up to the Rockies 2 years ago. The 1-0 pitch on the way, and he takes a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to DJ LeMahieu. Roberto Hernandez in trouble in the first inning. He's made 34 pitches so far. 17 pitches an inning, which has improved because he was averaging 22 pitches for 4 innings against the Cubs. Big man delivers, little roller foul up along third, and the count 1-2. So a base hit and a walk in the first inning, and that was nullified by the double play. Now you have a walk and 2 strikeouts, and the batter DJ LeMahieu. LeMahieu has been likened to Mark Lemke, David Eckstein. He's that kind of a player, but he is so much taller than the other 2. He hits one on the ground, Uribe juggles, has the arm to throw to first, and that's it. I mean, Lemke and Eckstein, they were not big men. LeMahieu's 6'4", and at the end of an inning and a half, it's cotton candy and blue faces and 1-0 Dodgers. Leading 1-0. Tim Fedorovich shoulder to shoulder with Matt Kemp. And talking about Matt Kemp and some of the other Dodgers, looking at the Dodger offense in the month of September, they went to the whip 14-8, batting average .292. Then they were first in average with runners in scoring position, and of course that's a key note. And then you look at Kemp 306, Ramirez 357, Crawford 433, Juan Uribe 378, and September has just been a glorious month for the Dodgers. Talking about Crawford, he's going to lead it off, followed by Andre Ethier, and then Juan Uribe. I don't think we mentioned it, the fact that the Pirates won again tonight. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way to Crawford, and that's taken low. Carl Crawford, of course, had that key double against Javier Lopez to drive in a couple and punish the Giants in the last game. Huge hit. 2-0 pitch is taken a strike, 2-1. The Pirates beat Cincinnati 3-1. Pirates got 2 runs in the 8th to break a 1-1 tie. The Pirates have now won 17 of 21. Meanwhile, the Cardinals are losing in the 4th inning 2-1. Crawford bangs one to the gap in right center, backhanded by Kadire, and holding Crawford to a long single. So we'll have to keep track. I mean, we know where the Dodgers are, but we're not quite sure who's coming here. Will it be the Cardinals? Will it be the Pirates? Will there have to be another playoff? Quite a finish, and it's not even close to being over. So Crawford comes up with a base hit, the Dodgers' 3rd. And Andre Ethier gets a chance to start, keeping him sharp, of course, for the playoffs. 4 home runs, 41 runs batted in for Andre. Lyle set at the belt, throws over. Crawford has stolen 23 out of 29. Lyle's deep in thought, just gazing out to the outfield for the moment. No matter how long he waits, however, Ethier is still there at the plate. Jordan ready, looks over his shoulder, now to the plate, and he's low, ball 1. Couple of random thoughts. Certainly this is a random thought about Clayton Kershaw. Can we ever stop talking about Clayton Kershaw? And the answer is no. And why would you want to stop talking? His numbers this year: 239 strikeouts, 31 walks. Now, you know, the last time a pitcher had that many strikeouts and as many few walks, how about 1884? Yeah, 1884. Clayton Kershaw. 2 balls and no strikes, the count to Andre. Lyle's ready, delivers, fastball up, however. 3-0. So let's take a look at Lyle's in an important area, and that would be strikeouts and walks. 86 strikeouts, 46 walks, and almost as many hits as innings pitched. And yet he's 7-3. The next one in for a strike, and the count 3-1. Andre looking down, the check from Lorenzo Bundy. Crawford off the bag, held on by Morneau. Outfield straight away. Dodgers lead 1-0, second inning. Lyles taking his own time, so Ethier backs out. Waiting on deck, Juan Uribe. Now the 3-1 pitch. Crawford does not go, and it's fouled away. 3-2 the count to Andre Ethier. For Ethier, a breath of fresh air to be able to get a start in a game, a chance to have 3-4 at bats, and of course they have to sharpen him up for sure. You want to play a little game, just watching the game, try to figure out the 25 players who will go to the postseason. Crawford goes, and it's foul back. Well, let's start out. 2 catchers, right? Sure. Ellis, Butera. The 4 starting infielders. That's 6. The 2 backup infielders, Rojas and Turner. So that's 6 infielders, 2 catchers. That's 8. How about the outfield? Well, you know the starting 3, and you would add at least 2. Scott Van Slyke and Andre Ethier. Now, would you add Jock Peterson just in case you get late in the game for defensive purposes? No, I don't know. And you know about at least 4 starting pitchers. And we get good reports about Hyun-Jin Ryu. He threw from the mound and apparently threw well, effortlessly. The big question is, how will he feel tomorrow? And if he does feel okay tomorrow, then Ryu will have a bullpen on Sunday. And if that is fine, well, they say they're looking for him to start in the postseason. So they go in with Kershaw, Greinke, and Ryu, and Dan Haren, probably the 4th pitcher. So far, so good. There goes Crawford. Hit and run fly ball to left. Coming in a hurry is Charlie Blackmon to make the catch. Crawford was on his way to third. The one hopper to first doubles him up. What a nice play by Charlie Blackmon in left field. I mean, you had a left-hand hitter at the plate, so Blackmon was playing more towards left center. The fly ball was down the line to left. Crawford was so sure it was going to drop, he had already about 30 feet on his way to third. And Blackmon, you talk about a Puig throw, that's what this was. A perfect one hopper to Morneau, and Crawford looking on the fly ball, then turns the bag and then jams on the brake, runs for his life, and he's going to lose. So a wonderful play by Charlie Blackmon in left field, and we have 2 down here in the 2nd inning. And the batter is Juan Uribe. Lyles ready, deals fastball, chopper to third, backing up is Ynoa, gets it across to first, and that'll be that. So a big play by Charlie Blackmon in left field. No runs, 1 hit, and nobody left. At the end of 2, 1-0 Dodgers. Sunday Fan Appreciation Day giveaway prizes throughout the game, and I mean good ones. 2015 season tickets, a brand new 60-inch class LG Smart TV, United Airlines airfare vouchers, so much more. So don't forget, Fan Appreciation Day. All you do is check in at Dodgers.com/Fan Appreciation Day. And the first pitch to Jordan Lyles, in for a strike, and the count 0-1. Lyles, as we mentioned, the middle of 5 brothers in the Lyles family, and he was a big sport, baseball, football, and basketball. He's 6'4". He committed to South Carolina on the football team. He was an all-state wide receiver as well as a fine young pitcher. He takes low. 2-1 the count. Jordan Lyles hurt himself, fractured his left hand, his gloved hand, making a tag, and that really set him back. But he's got a great rep. Big bouncer foul outside of third down the line, and the count 2-2. Jordan Lyles came to Colorado in the deal that sent, remember, center fielder Dexter Fowler, Daddy Longlegs, running in the outfield in Colorado? He's with Houston now. Meanwhile, the pitch fouled at the plate, and Lyles still there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lyles 6'4", 210. An all-state wide receiver. He had 81 catches, almost 1,600 yards, and 23 touchdowns. He fouls another one off. 2-2. Jordan with the bat. He has 7 hits in the big leagues. In fact, add 1, give him 8. 2 doubles, a home run, and 3 runs batted in. The 2-2 pitch on the way. Lyles backs off, and it's inside, ball 3. So for Hernandez, who has a problem, he makes a lot of pitches. He's made 43 so far with 2 out. Excuse me, with the second inning done, and nobody out in the third. There's a shot down the line. So swinging the bat very well. Lyles jogging into second base, standing with a double. So mark it down. Another fine young hitting pitcher in the National League, Jordan Lyles.
Left fielder number 19, Charlie Blackmon.
So Lyles whacks one. Uribe took a swipe but couldn't catch up to it. And Charlie Blackmon will be coming up. Charlie Blackmon already distinguished himself, making that marvelous play and doubling up Carl Crawford. Charlie single to right field in the first inning. Blackmon 19 home runs, 72 runs batted in, hitting .287. Charlie's out of Dallas, Texas, but he went to school at Georgia Tech. Shows bunt and takes low, ball 1. Blackmon was drafted as a pitcher twice by the Marlins out of high school and by the Red Sox after his freshman year in junior college. So when you saw that throw from left field at first base, he was a pitcher with great control. 1 ball and no strikes to Charlie. Big swing and a miss. 1-1. Charlie is 6'3", 200-pounder. Up and down with the Rockies. Came up and played in 11 and 12. Went back down. Came up again for a while last year. And so far, he stayed with the Rockies all year. Charlie, left-hand batter, waiting on the plate. Dodgers lead 1-0, top of the third. He now bunts up along the chalk. It's on the chalk. It's on the chalk. I can't believe it's staying fair, and it stays fair. The ball actually wound up drifting in towards the infield. So Uribe looking at the ground like a surveyor, as if saying, I didn't realize there was a hump in it. But the ball was going right on the foul line. Stayed inside the foul line. And then midway came back in. And all the Dodgers could do is watch. So on the bunt, while they were watching, Lyles takes third. Bunt single for Blackmon. And Inoa coming up. Runners at first and third and nobody out. No rest for the weary. Charlie Blackmon has stolen 28 bases this year. So they have to worry about him. And Lyles down the line from third. First pitch now to Inoa, fouled away. He spells that last name Y-N-O-A. Inoa. Inoa playing third base, hitting .364. No balls, 1 strike to count. Dodgers lead 1-0, but the Rockies getting closer and closer to at least picking up one. Noah had a big game against Atlanta. He went 4 for 5. He had a couple of doubles, a triple, and 3 RBIs in that game. And Noah, a switch hitter, batting left-handed, chopper to the right side. Gordon bobbles the double play ball and throws to first too late. Wow. A routine golden double play. And Gordon, who's been a little bit shaky, maybe it's fatigue, I'm not quite sure what it is, but he has been a bit shaky. And that was a perfect double play ball. And instead, Gordon unable to handle it. Just dropped it, stumbled. By the time he threw, and Noah was safely aboard on what we certainly assume is a big error. So the error charged to Gordon. The run scores. We have a 1-1 tie. 2 on, nobody out. And the batter, Justin Morneau. Morneau, and they keep that track of guys, hitting .317. 32% of his plate appearances are line drives. Tonight he walked in the first inning. Left-hand batter, Hernandez delivers, and that's low, ball 1. 1-0. For those keeping track, that error by Gordon, error number 106. So any way you look at it, somewhat of a porous defense for the Dodgers. And Morneau waiting. Hernandez delivers away. Remember, Morneau has 4 home runs against Hernandez. Certainly Roberto remembers. Walked him in the first inning. And of course, every at bat is so important as Morneau is trying to catch Josh Harrison of Pittsburgh, who was 2 points ahead of him in the battle for the title. 1-1 the count. Blackmon and Inoa, and Blackmon drops, and they've got him picked off. The throw now from Turner to Uribe, and the tag is out. You know, I wanted to tell you this, and it happened before I could get it out. Charlie Blackmon had stolen third 6 times this year, and I just started to say, look out, and they got him. So Blackmon is picked off. That's the first out. Turner to Uribe, and a big mistake for the left fielder. So the Dodgers missed the double play that would have erased Blackmon, but they get him anyway. 1 out. Inoa at first, and the pitch swung on, hit to deep center on his horse's peak. Watching this one go over the wall. That means Justin Morneau has hit 5 home runs against Roberto Hernandez. 5. And the word on Hernandez was he was a sinker ball pitcher, but not to Morneau. So the Rockies lose a run because Blackmon is nailed, but they also gained a run because Inoa reached on what should have been a double play ball. So Morneau drives it out. For Justin Morneau, that would give him 17 home runs, 82 runs batted in, and the Dodgers find themselves in a hole, 3-1. The batter now, Mike Kadire, and he fouls it away, and the count 0-1. Dodgers have beaten the Rockies 10 of 16, winning 6 of 10 in Denver, and winning 4 and losing 2 here. Strike 1 pitch popped in the air off to the right of the plate. Butera goes up along first, one-hands it for the out, and we have 2 down. So it's a 3-run inning. The Rockies are out in front. Morneau a 2-run home run, and Drew Stubbs, who struck out in the second inning, coming up. Stubbs had a game-winning home run in San Diego just the other day. Hit it in the 8th inning. A lot of his home runs have come late. He takes a strike. He has 15 home runs, and 8 of the 15 have come in the 7th inning or later. So the right-handed Drew Stubbs takes a pitch off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. So it all started with the pitcher, Jordan Lyles. who had a good swing and double to left. And Hernandez now has made 56 pitches in 3 innings, and he's not finished. The 1-1 pitch on the way is taken for a strike off speed. 1-2. Drew Stubbs was a great hope for the Cincinnati Reds, and it just didn't work out. He was a first-round pick out of the University of Texas. 2-2 the count. He went from Atlanta, Texas to Austin, Texas. His dad ran track at LSU, so that's where his speed comes from. Has a look at a pitch that's called strike 3, and down he goes. So the Dodgers gave the Rockies the extra runner, picked off 1, and then Morneau didn't care. He still hit a 2-run home run thanks to the error by D. Gordon. And at the end of 2.5 innings, 3-1, Colorado. No, not for the year, against Roberto Hernandez, and with a man aboard, and because of that, Colorado leads the Dodgers 3-1. Drew Butera will start it off, then the pitcher Hernandez, followed by D. Gordon. By the way, 23 pitches were made by Hernandez. Jordan Lyles had an 8-pitch at bat and then doubled. And the first pitch off the plate, ball 1, 1-0. Butera, Hernandez, and Gordon. 3 runs, 4 hits for the Rockies. 1 run, 3 hits for the Dodgers. 1-0 pitch on the way. Good pitch for a strike. 59 pitches made so far by Roberto Hernandez. He is really spending his money. 1-1 pitch on the way, and that's taken for a strike. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning, game 1 of the 3-game series. Now the 1-2 pitch on the way in the dirt. Tomorrow night, we know Dan Herron will pitch. For how long remains to see, just the number of pitches, how far they want him to go. And then Zach Greinke will pitch on Sunday, but again, same thing. Not sure just how many pitches, how long they want him to go. 2-2 pitch to Drew Butera in the dirt. Nice block by Willen Rosario. Everybody talking about, and well deservedly, the way Derek Jeter said last night, getting that game-winning base hit in the bottom of the 9th inning. Then some beautiful remarks following the game on the cover of this issue of Sports Illustrated. Gutierrez swings, fouls one, and down he goes. 3-2 the count. Take another look at that pitch that took a bite out of Drew Gutierrez. Yep, got him on the left foot. Well, it might be surprising to note Derek Jeter never won the American League Most Valuable Player Award, although he finished in the top 10 8 times. In fact, back in 2006, he was very close, but he finished second to a fellow by the name of Justin Morneau, playing first base tonight for Colorado. In those days, he was playing for Minnesota. Of course, Jeter did win the World Series MVP. He had 200 postseason hits on the way to 5 World Championships with the Yankees. One of the great ones, turning out the lights at Yankee Stadium, Derek Jeter. 3-2 pitch on the way. Gutierrez way out in front of it, and down he goes. So 1 out in the third.
Pitcher number 55, Roberto Hernandez.
Roberto Hernandez coming up with 1 out. Big blow so far, the home run by Justin Morneau with a man aboard. Hernandez, right-hand batter. And the big man takes a look at the pitch, down and away. You talk about hitters and the batting championship title. Justin Morneau battling Josh Harrison, strike. How about the little man who's the biggest man in baseball, Jose Altuve? Altuve, the first player with 220 or more hits. Hernandez fouls it off. 55 or more extra base hits, and 55 or more stolen bases in a single season. So who was the last player who had a year like that? How about Ty Cobb? Jose Altuve at 5'5", biggest guy on campus. Another thing, he leads the major leagues with a .343 batting average. He might become the first ever batting champion for the Houston Astros. What a story. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swung on and missed by Roberto. That will take care of him. Strikeout number 2. Now the batter will be Gordon, who doubled, scored a run in the first inning, committed an error. That might have been a double play ball. Morneau, however, would have still hit a home run the way things worked out. But it's 3-1 instead of 2-1, and Gordon now hitting .288, trying to bring the club back. And first pitch in for a strike, 0-1. Dodgers got their run in the first inning. Gordon doubled and Puig singled him home. But then the Rockies scored 3 in the third. Gordon, meanwhile, fouls one down the left field line. That'll be that. Yasiel Puig is on deck. Remember the other night he hit that really dramatic home run against Tim Hudson on a no-ball 2-strike count, and after great diligence came up with a great note about the fact in Hudson's tremendous career, and there's a base hit off the leg of Lyles going into second base. Gordon is on the way to second base. He's in there easily as Blackmon overruns the ball while looking at Gordon. So literally and figuratively, D. Gordon doubles off Jordan Lyles. Hit him on the leg, and the ball went off his right shin over the head of third baseman in Noah. Blackmon's looking at second base and just overruns the pickup, but D had it anyway. So Gordon gets his second double. And here comes Puig. We were talking about number 1 in Tim Hudson's 18-year career. He had given up 6 home runs on a no-ball 2-strike count. Imagine. Only 6. Yasiel takes a look at a strike and the count 0-1. That no ball, 2 strike pitch, fastball up and away, and Yasiel hit it out. Puig on an 0-2 pitch count is hitting less than 100. So it's really remarkable that he hit that home run against Hudson. Strike 1 pitch fouled away, 0-2. By the way, there were 78 other at-bats that ended for Puig on an 0-2 count, and he struck out on the next pitch 51 times, but not Wednesday night, and that was the big one. Colorado leading 3-1, 2 out. Gordon at second base. Puig trying to pick him up. Lyles delivers high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jordan Lyles trying to get an out here. Puig trying to play catch up on a 1-2 count. Lyles delivers just on the inside corner. Strike 3 called. Jim Reynolds rings him up. Yasiel doesn't say anything, just walks away. So for Jordan Lyles, he might have given up the double, but he also struck out the side. And at the end of 3, Rockies 3 runs, 4 hits. Dodgers 1 run, 4 hits. To join us for the next episode of Connected With. We'll sit down with Dodger outfielder Carl Crawford, discuss bringing a World Series to Los Angeles. Don't miss Connected With Carl Crawford Sunday at 5 p.m. on Sportsnet LA. Roberto Hernandez has made 59 pitches in 3 innings, and he will now go up against Rosario, Rutledge, and LeMahieu. Willen Rosario, first ball swinging, fouls it away, no play. No balls and 1 strike to count. Rosario, a very young 25, despite the fact he's got that heavy duty of handling a big league staff. He's done very well and good hitter. Back in June of last year, you might not remember, I might not remember, but Chris Capuano does. Remember the left-hander who pitched with the Dodgers? Rosario hit 2 home runs against him on that day. One ball and 1 strike. And that's going to be a fly ball right into Crawford's glove. 1 away.
Batting next, number 14, Josh Rutledge.
So Josh Rutledge coming up. Rutledge, the shortstop, struck out in the second inning. 0-1. Fouled away. 0-2. 3 runs, 4 hits for the Rockies. 1 run, 4 hits for the Dodgers. The difference, home run by Justin Morneau with a man aboard. Another thought about Clayton Kershaw. You may know he is 14-5 lifetime against the Giants with an unbelievable earned run average of 1.4. Well, no pitcher with at least 20 starts against any team has a lower ERA going back to 1914. And that's going to nick him. Hit by pitch. Rutledge goes to first. And there's Hernandez now. He's made 66 pitches, and he's in the 4th inning with 1 out.
Second baseman number 9, DJ LeMahieu.
Trying to get the ball in, and got it too far in. Just grazed the shirt. That's all that counts. So Rutledge at first. DJ LeMahieu, who grounded to third, coming up. Big rangy second baseman. And ball 1. Rockies came here 27 games under 500 and 25 games back of the Dodgers. However, they really lost some great players. Troy Tulowitzki, Carlos Gonzalez, old Cargo. 1 ball, no strikes. Then they lost Mike Kadaya for about 59 games. Just been one injury after another to ruin their hopes for a big year. Kadaya, of course, last year's batting champion, and he lost almost half a year. Fly ball to right field. Going back is Ethier, cuts it off. Holding on is Rutledge. And with 2 out, obviously from a couple of swings that he took, a good hitting pitcher coming up. Jordan Lyles. He had an 8-pitch at bat in the 3rd inning and shot a double down the left field line and eventually scored. Hernandez trying to get out of the inning, and a bunt. Down to get it is Roberto, and that's going to be the 3rd out. So Lyles trying to bunt for a base hit and nail. So no runs, no hits, a hit batter and a man left. And at the end of 3.5 innings, Rockies 3, Dodgers 1. You buy the all-new Chrysler 200, America's import. and by Jack in the Box. Try Jack's Spicy Chicken Club combo at Jack in the Box with fries and a drink while it lasts. Well, he's not quite sure why he's waving. In fact, he's not even sure who he's waving to, but we welcome him. Oh, what a great look. Yeah, he lives in that neighborhood we all once lived, the neighborhood we cannot go back to revisit. I hope he enjoys it while he's there. Meanwhile, beautiful evening, 70 degrees, no breeze, just about as nice as you would want, especially after the heat the last couple of days. It is a taste of fall, and the days are indeed dwindling down. Meanwhile, Jordan Lyles ready to go to work against Adrian Gonzalez, Justin Turner, and Carl Crawford. And for Gonzo, trying to break the string, remember, in the third inning, Jordan Lyles struck out the side. We got Butera, Hernandez, and Puig. Gordon had doubled. And little roller foul. No balls and one strike. Dodgers have won 8 of the last 12. Meanwhile, the Rockies have played very well inside the division. Since September 1, they're 12-4. In fact, when you look, believe it or not, the Rockies 25 games behind Don Mattingly. Walt Weiss's team is 1 game under 500 in the Western Division. It's when they go Central and East where they've been crushed. 36 games under 500 on the road. That's the Rockies. 1-1. Adrian hitting .273, 25 home runs, 112 runs batted in, but 0 for his last 15. 2-1. They have the shift on. LeMahieu about 10 feet out on the grass in shallow right. Enoa all alone between second and third. 2-1. 3-1. And sliced down the left field line. Charlie Blackmon coming to the line, fair ground, and makes the catch. So Adrian, a long fly ball. Charlie makes the play, and the batter will be Justin Turner.
Justin Turner.
Turner grounded to second in the first inning, 0 for 1. Justin playing shortstop tonight. Hanley Ramirez getting a rest. Foul ball. A lot of things that were expected have happened. You know, everybody in spring training said, well, the Dodgers, they're a cinch to win the National League Western title, so that really wasn't too much of a surprise. And everybody expected Clayton Kershaw to have a big year, and Zanke to follow, and also Ryu. So a lot of the things worked out. Kenley Jansen was going to pick up a lot of saves. But the biggest single surprise, or two of them, would be Dee Gordon and his play all year, and without a doubt, Justin Turner. Those are the two. They're the bookends for the 2014 season. Two down here in the fourth, and here's Carl Crawford, who's been blazing hot since the 4th of August. Ball one. In fact, since that date, he's the #1 hitter in the major leagues. Since August 4th, He's hit .398. So now he's close to being a .300 hitter. 8 home runs, 46 runs batted in, and 23 stolen bases. 2-0. Line drive. Here comes Blackmon to spear it. That'll do it. So we have 4 innings in the books, and it's Colorado 3 and the Dodgers 1. Colorado. A reminder, tomorrow, La Gran Fiesta. Live music, food, autographs, games, and a lot of fun starting at 2 o'clock. It's free with your ticket to the game, brought to you by Chevrolet, State Farm, Coca-Cola, and Time Warner Cable. So for tickets, visit Dodgers.com/Viva today. 3-1 in favor of Colorado. Hello there, little guy. You're on, pal. Don't let us down. Who knows? We might be looking at a Dodger in the future. Meanwhile, the very busy Charlie Blackmon will start it off. 0-1. Charlie single to right. Single on that swing and bunt that hugged the chalk. 19 home runs, 72 runs batted in. Of course, you figure in the rarefied air, and you don't mean to put the Rockies down. They're just taking advantage of what they've been given. But they are #1 in runs scored in the National League for openers. 744 runs. They're #1 in hits, #1s in doubles and triples, and of course, #1 in home runs. They have hit 182 home runs. So for Weiss, the offense at home is great, except it also works for the visitors. And if your pitching isn't right, you're in trouble no matter what. High drive into right center field. Puig on his horse, and he'll pick it off on the track. So Charlie Blackmon, a long out to Yasiel Puig.
Third baseman, number 43, Rafael Ynoa.
So 1 out. Rafael Ynoa coming up. Ynoa, that last name Ynoa, from Santiago in the Dominican Republic. Signed by the Rockies as a minor league free agent. Shows bunt, strike 1. Ynoa, once upon a time, spent his first 8 years in the Dodger organization. Played in the rookie leagues, then got to Ogden, Great Lakes, Rancho Cucamonga, Chattanooga, and now a Rocky. Two and one. Noah, 27 years old, an even 6, 185. Way off the plate. Noah facing Hernandez, a switch hitter, only played 16 games. Boy, you've really got to be dedicated, don't you? 8 years in the minors in the Dodger organization, hanging out in Chattanooga and Rancho Cucamonga, and now in the big leagues playing at Dodger Stadium, but not with the Dodgers. And that's ball 4. So Noah reaching, third walk giving up by Roberto. He's also hit a batter. And now here's the man he just does not want to see, Justin Morneau. He walked him in the first inning, and then Morneau did what he loves to do. He did another home run, 5 of them against Roberto Hernandez. Morneau, of course, also fighting for the batting title, and promptly lifts one to right field. Ethier is there. So he gets Morneau on a fly ball to right, 2 down. So Justin, for the moment, was tied with Josh Harrison at 319. Well, we'll be watching that thing right down to sunset Sunday. The other games that we'll watch for sure, we told you that Pittsburgh won. They've won something like 17 out of 21. Well, the Cardinals are leading. They were trailing 2-1 to Arizona. The Cardinals now lead 4-2. Throw to first, not in time. Johnny Peralta doubled in the tying and go-ahead runs, and Yadier Molina is back. He picked up another run with a scoring fly ball. When you look closely at Mike Hediah's bat, if you are a historian at all, the first thing you think of is George Brett. And you say, why would I think of George Brett? Well, do you see pine tar on that bat? Yeah, George Brett. Looks like maybe the first 5 inches are free of it. Well, it's okay for Jim Reynolds. It's certainly okay for everybody else. Drew Butera taking a little bit of time. Foul ball got him off that bare hand. So they took a little time, hoping Drew would get better. And there he is, back to work. 0-1. And a drive to left, hooking away from Crawford, and he makes the one-hand catch. Now gets the ball back to the infield, and that was the third out anyway. And Noah wasn't sure. So Mike Hediah lines out to left, and we're going to the bottom of the 5th. 3-1 Colorado. 3-1. The Dodgers facing Jordan Lyles, a very promising young pitcher who came in with a record of 7-3, suffered a fractured hand that slowed up his year, but he's got a tremendous future. He'll be facing Andre Ethier, Juan Uribe, and then Drew Butera. In his 5 innings of work, Roberto Hernandez has made 81 pitches. Carlos Frias getting up in the Dodger bullpen. Remember, we were kind of talking out loud about the Dodger roster, and it's pretty easy to figure the 2 catchers and 6 infielders, 5 outfielders, and 4 starting pitchers. But then you get into the bullpen. Foul ball. Well, certainly Kenley Jansen is your closer. If you want fastball, somebody to come in and throw hard, they're both young, Pedro Baez and Carlos Frias. For Frias, a chance to heal the wounds. Remember the start that he made in Colorado? Well, he'll have a shot at them here tonight. And Willen Rosario is banged up. Boy, the catchers are really taking it tonight. Willen sets the target, and the foul ball went off the heel of the mitt, and he really banged up. Willen standing up, but still obviously in pain. Left hand, left arm. It's a good size arm, but nevertheless, you can just hear, is that hurt? That hurts. It goes just off the glove there, and then it got him just below the left elbow. Drew Butera took a lick on the hand. Rosario earlier took a hard one to the mask. But like these catchers, they're not about to come out. Butera not laughing at Rosario, but whatever's being said to him on the bench. One tough job. And then with all of that, they expect you to hit a little bit, at least. He's still hurting. A.J. Ellis could send him a note. I'm with you. I have been there many times. Okay, hopefully Willen's all right. No balls and 2 strikes to Andre Ethier. Check swing, foul tipped it, and down he goes. So Ethier hit a fly ball that turned out to be a double play when Carl Crawford was running the bases a bit wildly. Now he strikes out on a check swing, and Juan Uribe coming up. That would be 4 strikeouts for Jordan Lyles. Got Butera, then Hernandez, then he nailed Puig, and now Ethier. Strike, 0-1. Well, the drought is over. No, we're not talking about Southern California. We're talking about Kansas City and the Royals. 1 ball, 1 strike. 29 years. The Royals will return to the postseason, clinching at least a wild card tonight in Chicago, where the White Sox said goodbye to Paul Konerko. Foul ball. Kansas City Royals will be the first ever playoff team to finish last in Major League Baseball in both home runs and walks. And the last time the Royals were in the postseason, the 1985 World Series against the Cardinals behind George Brett. Shot up the middle. DJ will throw him out, slowed down by the pitcher Giles. So the play goes 1-4-3, and we have 2 out in the 5th inning. Drew Butera struck out in the 3rd inning. Three runs, 4 hits, no errors. That's for Colorado. 1 run, 4 hits, 1 error for the Dodgers. 1 home run so far, Justin Morneau. Out on deck comes Jock Peterson to bat for Hernandez. 0-1. One and one. Dodgers only have 1 run. That was a double by Gordon, and Puig singled him in. The offense haven't been heard from since. Ground foul. 1-2. We told the story the other night. In 1985, that was the rare time where the Dodgers clinched the title on the first opportunity to clinch the title. Usually they don't do that, but they did do it Wednesday night. But we were talking about that game in 1985. The Dodgers had a rookie in left field for the last 4 innings of that game, and his name was Stu Peterson. And his son Jock is on deck, and we were kind of hoping that in that 9-1 game Jock would finish up in left field, but it never happened. 3-2. Jordan Lyles. And a line drive, a diving catch by Yanoa, and that's the inning. 1, 2, 3 at the end of 5, 3-1 Colorado. In San Diego, but they weren't playing at Petco Park. That hadn't been built yet. They were at old Jack Murphy Stadium, and Mickey Hatcher was playing left field because Kirk Gibson was out with a bad leg. And in the 8th inning, in a 2-2 tie, Mickey Hatcher got a base hit to drive in the go-ahead run. The Dodgers beat the Padres 3-2. That meant they erased Cincinnati hot on their heels, and the Dodgers were the champions, and of course, as you know, went on to winning the World Series. 1988, 26 years ago, and the Dodgers trying to get back to that mode again, once again, here in 2014. And with that, let's get back to this one. '88. It seems so long ago. Meanwhile, the Dodgers trying to catch up. Bunt goes foul. 0-1 the count to Drew Stubbs. Dodgers make some changes, and of course we're going to see that throughout the weekend. First of all, Scott Van Slyke will take over at first base. for Adrian Gonzalez. Jock Peterson is now in right field. Big bouncer, just fair on the chalk and down the line. So Stubbs, who had struck out twice, goes into second base with a stand-up double. Jock Peterson is in right field. Andre Ethier moves to center as we take a look at how that ball just did manage to stay fair. And taking a good look, that was Manny Gonzalez. He had the best shot in the house. So Stubbs a double. Willen banged up behind the plate, has walked, flied to left. 3-1 favor of Colorado. And we're in the 6th inning. And ball one. Three runs, 5 hits for Colorado, 1 run, 4 hits for the Dodgers. Little roller charging as Uribe looks at second, throws to first. Stubbs had nowhere to go. So nice play by Uribe, 1 away. And Josh Rutledge coming up, and Rosario a chance to at least catch his breath. Been a tough 5 innings for him. Dodgers in the bullpen earlier. Carlos Frias was throwing. Who comes out of the bullpen, of course, is going to be a big one. The big decision. Left-hander Scott Elbert right now is checking in. Hernandez has made 85 pitches. Pick up, but nobody's there. Stubbs, by the way, has stolen third base 5 times. Charlie Blackmon has stolen third 6 times. Bunt is missed. Seeing Rutledge wear number 14, and of course that was a great number worn by Gil Hodges in Brooklyn. Tonight in Chicago, they are honoring the number 14. It's worn by Paul Konerko, a one-time Dodger who has finished up a great career with the White Sox. 0-1. That's a strike. 0-2. Of course, Chicago, what a problem with the fire that they had. 1,000 airplanes rerouted or canceled. Wow. Funny, I heard a woman being interviewed in the airport in Chicago. She was going to Ireland. She was from Ireland. And they said to her, it looks like you're going to have to go to Tulsa. And she had the great attitude. She said, Tulsa. Never been to Tulsa. And that was it. Sometimes things are completely out of your control. 0-2. Ball one. And you know how we talk about the salaries in baseball? They really are something. But there was a big story I heard on the radio in the business world today. One gentleman left one company and went to another company. While he was with the first company, he made $200 million a year. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2-2. He made $200 million a year, and they figured out his work year was 200 days. So he made $1 million a day. Way to go. Only in America. One out, 6th inning, 3-1. An exercise here at Dodger Stadium, and the Rockies trying to make the most of it. Rockies since September 1 have won 12 of 16 against Western Division teams. Meanwhile, Hernandez struggling a bit, 3-2. Rutledge followed by DJ LeMahieu. 1 out, 6th inning, 3-1 Colorado. Tomorrow night, Eddie Butler will go against Dan Haren. Haren for a while anyway. Fouled away. Christian Bergman will be Sunday's pitcher for Walt Weiss. Dodgers will have Zach Greinke for a while. For the Dodgers, trying to play and stay sharp. That's their problem, because when they finish Sunday, they're off until Friday. So I'm sure they'll probably have workouts every day. Then they play Friday and Saturday here. They will leave Saturday after the game either to St. Louis or Pittsburgh, and then play on Monday somewhere at some time. I'm giving you great information, huh? That's all we know. 3-2. And ball 4. So Hernandez fighting his control. He's walked 4 and hit a batter. He's made 92 pitches in 5 1/3 innings. DJ LeMahieu, the second baseman, grounded to third and flied to right. Rockies do a lot of things right, and of course, playing in Denver, the long ball and a lot of runs. You know, they've stolen third base 14 times, led by Charlie Blackmon 6 times and Drew Stubbs 5, but that's a lot of steals at third. 14. One ball and no strikes. Charlie Blackmon studying the charts. He'll be hitting after Jordan Lyles, and he's 2 for 3 tonight, plus a couple of nice plays defensively. Because of where they play in Denver, and because they're effective enough to score a lot of runs, the Rockies do not walk. I mean, Weiss's hitters are not going up there eyeballing the strike zone. If it's anywhere in the neighborhood, they're going to drill it like that. Line drive, base hit. Hesitation on the part of Stubbs, so the bases are loaded. So Hernandez not very effective tonight. Bases loaded with 1 out, but it's only 3-1 Colorado, and a good hitting pitcher coming up. Jordan Lyles doubled and out trying to bunt. So they have Stubbs at third, Rutledge at second, LeMahieu at first with 1 out. They're kind of moving around in the Dodger bullpen. And it's Scott Elbert, the leadoff man. Charlie Blackmon, left-hand batter. So here's Lyles with the bases loaded and Blackmon in the on-deck circle. Right, 0-1. Remember, Lyles has a home run. He has 3 RBIs. He has 3 doubles, and he has 14 hits. So he's a good hitting pitcher. One ball and 1 strike. Hernandez now getting very close to 100 pitches. Scott Van Slyke wide of the bag and just about in front of the runner at first. Everybody else back. And ball 2. 2-1. Now Van Slyke comes over to maybe help him out a little bit. No, more like to get a pinch of the rosin bag. Okay, Roberto says, I'm ready. Ready to make his 98th pitch with 1 out in the 6th inning. Two and two. Rockies scored 3 times in the 3rd inning. Lyles led off that inning with a double, and eventually there was the big home run by Justin Morneau. 2 and 2. 1 out. Bases loaded. Ground foul. Still 2 and 2. Lyles' every movement at home plate belies the fact that he's a pitcher. Sometimes you'll see a pitcher go up to hit, and it's his obligation to go up to hit. But he looks like a hitter. Spins that bat around and pulls another one foul. So we better write that down. Jordan Lyles, pretty fair hitter. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. Lyles out of Hartsville, South Carolina. And popped up. And it'll be D. Gordon. The infield fly rule is invoked. So we have 2 down. Bases remain loaded. And Charlie Blackmon will be coming up. Charlie is looking at the Dodger dugout. He's expecting to see Mattingly. He's well aware that Scott Elbert was throwing in the Dodger bullpen, so it is no surprise to him. So Lyles pops it up. 2 down, bases loaded, 3-1 Rockies. Scott Elbert heading for the mound, and we'll be back. The dealers. Busy as can be down there in the freeways, and busy as they can be on the infield here at Dodger Stadium. The bases are loaded with 2 out. Scott Elbert, the young man out of Joplin, Missouri, a city that has resurrected itself from the ashes, just as young Scott Elbert from Joplin has done the same thing, surviving arm surgeries and tremendous willpower to fight his way back. So Elbert will be facing Charlie Blackmon. Bases loaded, 2 out, 6th inning, 3-1 Colorado. Blackmon has singled twice and lined out deep to center. Ball 1. Charlie Blackmon finds Stubbs at third, Rutledge at second, LeMahieu at first. And fouled away. A couple of notes on Blackmon. We told you that he has stolen third 6 times. He was picked off tonight thinking about stealing third. He rarely walks. He walks less than 5% of his plate appearances. He also gets a lot of infield singles. Remember the base hit he got in the 3rd inning? He has 28 infield singles. Charlie has 19 home runs. '15 home runs at home. Two and one to Charlie. Fastball at the knees. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Bases loaded. 6th inning. 3-1 Colorado. Blackmon has great speed. He has 28 stolen bases. Check swing foul. Two balls and 2 strikes. High fly ball going foul down the line, well back into the left field corner. Still 2-2. Charlie out of Dallas, Texas. We mentioned the fact that twice drafted as a pitcher, so when he makes a good throw, you know he's got a good arm. In case you wondered, Blackmon does not have a grand slam in his career. Holds up ball 3. 3-2. The folks with Colorado say that Blackmon has all 5 tools. One of those rare players. He's 28 years old. Drafted number 2 round for the Rockies back in 2008. Three balls, 2 strike with the bases loaded and 2 out. Elbert not sure. He and Butera put their heads together. While Hernandez was in there, he made 101 pitches. The Cardinals are leading the D-backs 6-2 in the 7th inning. The Pirates won their game. So they're getting right down to the nub. When you look at that division, Cardinals have won 89 games. Pirates have won 88. And the difference, 1 in the loss column. And Blackmon swings and misses. They have to record the out at first base, and that'll do it. So Elbert comes in, strikes out Blackmon with the bases loaded, no runs, 2 hits and 3 left. And at the end of 5.5 innings, 3-1 Colorado. bottom of the 6th inning. And the song is called the September Song, and maybe the classic of all, sung by the great actor Walter Houston. The days dwindle down to a precious few. Well, that's the Dodger calendar. So far on the calendar, we're down to 2. The Rockies here at 6 p.m. tomorrow night, where Dan Harron will start for a couple of innings. And then Sunday at 1 o'clock, Zach Greinke will get in a workout. Then the Dodgers will work out every day. And then Friday, there'll be a game here, and it will be either with the Cardinals or the Pirates. The Cardinals lead the Pirates by 1 game, and 89-71 for the Cardinals, 88-72 for Pittsburgh. That's provided the Cardinals, who are leading 6-2, are going to beat Arizona tonight. Well, get your thinking cap back on. Remember when we were starting, we were talking about the possible roster for the first round of the playoffs. We automatically said the 4 starting infielders, Uribe and Ramirez, Gordon and Gonzalez. And then we said Miguel Rojas and, of course, Justin Turner. And now, all of a sudden, how about Barney? Darwin Barney has come up to play very well. Also, one other thought, let's say Barney doesn't make the division series. You can then rearrange your roster for the league championship series, and off the bench, here he comes with a base hit to center. So Darwin Barney, a single, and the batter will be D. Gordon.
Second baseman, number 9, D.
So there are some very big decisions to be made with Don Mattingly and his coaches, Ned Coletti, all of his advisors. Tough decision, too. All right, 1 run and 5 hits for the Dodgers. Gordon has 2 doubles. On deck, Jock Peterson, the bunt will go foul. So Gordon back to try it again. Then we were also speculating with Jock Peterson on deck, how many outfielders do you carry? The starting 3 of Crawford, Puig, and Kemp. Then you have Andre Ethier and Scott Van Slyke. Are you going to carry another outfielder? Would that be Peterson? One ball, 1 strike. Probably the big decisions that will settle the rest of the team will be in the bullpen. Josh Beckett talking to Andre Ethier. 1-1. Boy, May, looking at Beckett and his no-hitter, that seems like last year. (3-1) Rockies, bottom of the 6th. Gordon with Peterson and then Gonzalez, who gave way to Van Slyke. One and one. Gordon bunts, charging, barehand pickup, off balance throw, too late. Rafael Enoa did everything required of a big league third baseman, but he couldn't catch D. Gordon. Dropped it neatly. Here comes the barehand pickup, off balance, strong, accurate, but late. So for Gordon, he is now 3 for 3, 2 doubles and a bunt single, running all out and beats the play. So the Dodgers now have the potential tying runs aboard. Nobody out. Big Jim Wright heading for the mound, the pitching coach for Colorado. And Jock Peterson coming up, and he's the reason for the meeting. Young Jock saluted as one of the outstanding young minor league players this year. In the big leagues, he's 3 for 21. And in 21 at-bats, he has struck out 9 times. So he's going to school. No two ways about it. He put up numbers, the best numbers in the league in 80 years with home runs and stolen bases. He is certainly considered a prime major league candidate. And we'll see what he does now with 2 on and nobody out. We have Scott Van Slyke on deck. 6th inning, 3-1 Colorado. And ball 1. He does 2 things. He sighs a lot at the plate, and he arches his back. 2 manners. There you go. He'll do that every at bat. And a foul ball off third. That will carry well back into the seats. And the count 1 ball, 1 strike. So in the inning, Darwin Barney singled up the middle. Gordon dropped a perfect bunt for a base hit. And now here's Peterson with a 1 ball, 1 strike count. He has a brother named Tiger, and that's the relationship to USC. His dad, Stu, went to SC, and the famous and wonderful coach Rod Dado called everybody Tiger. High pop fly. Now they call the infield fly rule once Rutledge got under it. So Peterson pops it up, and the batter will be Van Slyke.
First baseman, number 33, Scott Van Slyke.
Scott Van Slyke coming up for his first at-bat. Adrian Gonzalez 0 for 2. Adrian's getting hungry. He is finishing up the year now 0 for 17. And of course he's far too good a hitter to go through that kind of a stretch, but that's where he finds himself. Van Slyke 11 home runs, 27 runs batted in. Fastball strike. No balls, 1 strike. Fastball hit through into left field. Darwin Barney on his way. The throw by Charlie Blackmon is what? Did he get to the plate? Oh, the ball is loose. And the runners try to move up, and they're at second and third. So Scott Van Slyke, a ground ball single left to cash in Barney. The throw was right on the money, and it arrived almost the same time as Barney. And there was a long look by plate umpire Jim Reynolds, and then the ball suddenly disappeared right there. And Barney got out of the way so it could be picked up by Lyles. So the run is in, and the Dodgers now in position, second and third. Base hit, run batted in. Barney brings it home, and Justin Turner coming up. So 3 runs, 6 hits for Colorado, 2 runs, 7 hits for the Dodgers. Justin Turner is 0 for 2 with first base open. Fastball fouled away. Turner twice going the other way. He's gotten a lot of hits this year to right field. When the throw got away at home plate, they have to account for the two Dodger runners, Van Slyke and Gordon, moving up a notch, and they give Charlie Blackmon the error. 0-1. High chopper up the middle. It's going to go into center field. However, on his way to the plate is Van Slyke to score behind Gordon, and the Dodgers have taken a 4-3 lead, and Justin Turner picks up 2 RBIs. Big chopper up the middle. LeMahieu is going to make a smothering diving stop. 1 run had scored. Turner was just able. He couldn't extend the arms like he'd want when he made contact, but he still chopped it up the middle. Gordon scores, and on the smother by LeMahieu throwing on his knees, in comes Van Slyke. So it's a 3-run inning, and the Dodgers now lead 4-3. And for Turner, a base hit and 2 runs batted in. So Carl Crawford will be coming up. Timeout. Walt Weiss, I think, went out and had a little discussion, and now he's coming to the mound. Franklin Morales, a left-hander, had been throwing in the bullpen, and Franklin will be coming in. Lyles will be going out, and we'll be right back. A 4-3 lead. Now the left-hander Franklin Morales out of Venezuela, been pitching for the Rockies a long time. In fact, came up back in 2007. Went down, came back up again, went down, and eventually found his way to Pawtucket in the Red Sox organization. He was with the Red Sox for 4 years, and again bounced around Pawtucket, Portland, Greenville, and here he is. Meanwhile, Jordan Lyles in the inning gave up the single to Barney, the bunt single by Gordon, then the ground single by Van Slyke, the throwing error at the plate, and then Turner seeing eye base hit up the middle to drive in 2. So the redhead picks up another 2 ribbies, and the batter will be Carl Crawford against the left-hander Franklin Morales. Carl Crawford single to right and lined out to left. And ball 1. Morales an even 6'2", Seems like he's been around forever. He's 28 years old, so he came up when he was 20 years old. Franklin Morales 6-8 and a high ERA of 5, but then again, when you're pitching in Colorado, you figure to have a high ERA. Strike. 1-1 the count. Carl checking with Bundy. Talking about how young Morales was when the Rockies signed him. He was 16. A line drive base hit. Over to get the ball is Kadire, and stopping at second without any thought about going on, Justin Turner. So Crawford is 2 for 3. He continues his tremendous hitting. And the batter is Andre Ethier. 4 runs, 9 hits for the Dodgers. So far, they've had 5 hits in the inning. And ball 1. Morales throws pretty hard. He's been clocked as high as 96. 12-6 curveball. Added a slider. And he's had a good changeup. 1-0. Good fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike to Andre Ethier. Started the game in right field and is finishing up in center. 1-1. Slow curveball. 2-1. Looked like the slider, and the count runs 3-1. The Rockies get a lot of double plays, but of course you can understand that. They are surrounded by enemy base runners all the time in Colorado. They have turned in something like 143 double plays. In on the hands, 3-2. The starting pitchers, and this is also understandable considering Denver mile high. The starting pitchers have won a total of only 44 games. Now let's see, they're going to be a runner. Charlie Culberson is going to take over at second base. So LeMahieu might have hurt himself smothering that ground ball up the middle by Justin Turner. So Culberson taking over. Remember, LeMahieu threw to the plate while on his knees. Take the look at the play. Diving stop. Skidding. Now on the knees. Double grips and then gives it his best shot. Somewhere along the line, I think he hurt himself. It was a great effort. So Culberson taking over. And that's down and away. Ball 4. And that loads him up again. So Juan Uribe coming up with the bases loaded. Crawford moving to second. Turner goes to third. So Morales has come in to face 2 left-hand batters and has given up a single and a walk. And now Juan Uribe, who is grounded to third and hit one back to the box. It was slowed down, I think, by Lyles and recovered, and LeMahieu made the play. So it's Uribe versus Morales. Remember, only 1 out. And ball 1. The out was Jock Peterson, who popped to short. It started with Darwin Barney. He singled to center. Gordon bunted for a base hit. Peterson popped up, but Van Slyke singled to drive in 1. Turner singled to drive in 2, and there's a shot up the middle. That's going to drive in 2. Coming in easily to score. So the Dodgers add 2. It is now a 5-run inning, and they lead 6-3. So Turner and Crawford score relatively easily. Ethier stops at second, and right now it's a nightmare for Walt Weiss and the Rockies. So Juan Uribe, base hit, 2 RBIs. Stopping at second is Ethier. And Drew Butera is the 9th man to come up as we see Uribe make good extension, took part of the mound with it, and 2-run score. Crawford had to really bear down to beat the throw and the attempted tag, but he did. So Jim Wright going back out to the mound. So Uribe picks up a couple more. Turner, who scored, belonged to Lyles, so that's 5 runs, and Morales now has given up 1. Morales 2 hits and a walk. Drew Butera struck out, lined out, 0 for 2. Fastball misses, ball 1. On deck is the man who started it all, Darwin Barney. Right, 1-1. Rub Scahill begins to warm up. He's a right-hander, going behind Morales. When the Rockies come up in the 7th, they have Enoa, Morneau, and Kadire. 2-1 the count to Drew Butera. And that's a strike, 2-2. The bullpen for the Rockies has been a sore spot. 19 times a starting pitcher has suffered a loss. 19 times where the starting pitcher left with a chance to win, and the bullpen couldn't hold on to it. Down in the Dodger bullpen, Paco Rodriguez and Brandon Lee. Interesting little note. Scott Elbert, remember, he came in to pitch to Charlie Blackmon, struck him out on 8 pitches. Well, he's in line for the win. Scotty would pick up a victory tonight for the first time since July of 2012, when he threw only 2 pitches. And ball 4 to load him up again. So Franklin Morales really struggling. He's been quite a disappointment. I remember when they signed him at 16. I mean, they were really high on him. It was a kid who was throwing 95, 96, but it never quite panned out for him. Though Rosario might have been sent to the mound to consume a little time. So Franklin ineffective, facing Barney, who singled as a pinch hitter for Elbert in the 6th inning. And now they've taken enough time. Here comes Walt Weiss. So that'll do it for Franklin Morales. I can remember when they first signed him, they were talking about this left-hander in the California League who struck out something like 180 strikeouts in 150 innings. But it just never quite made it. Not quite. We'll be back. He's 6'2", 220, 27 years old. He was originally selected in the 2008 draft by the New York Yankees. Went to Willowbrook High School out of Illinois. And among other things, he played baseball, basketball, and football. So Rob Scahill came up briefly in 2012. Made 6 relief appearances. Started last year in Colorado Springs and then made a couple of relief appearances. And Scahill, just the same pattern again this year. Scahill has been in 10 games with a record of 1-0, and he's inherited a very tough spot. The Dodgers have Andre Ethier at third. Juan Uribe is at second. And at first, Drew Butera with 1 out. Dodgers have scored 5 times on 6 hits and a walk. Actually 2 walks. And Darwin Barney started it with a base hit. Darwin batting for Scotty Elbert, who's the pitcher of record. And a fly ball to left. Blackman is there, tagging Ethier. The catch and throw goes to third. Ethier will score, and the Dodgers lead 7-3. So the run comes in. A sac fly for Darwin Barney. So here's Gordon bidding for a big night. 2 doubles and a bunt single. Batting .290. And a strike, 0-1. Gordon was in a struggle. He was 0 for 14 prior to tonight's game, so he's gotten well in a hurry. 3 for 3. Uribe and Butera out there on the lines. 2 out. A 6-run inning. And a comebacker. Nice play by Scahill. And that'll be that. So the Dodgers put up 6. And at the end of 6, as Lyles leaves, 7-3 Dodgers. A 7-3 lead. 6 runs, 6 hits, 2 walks, and an error. So Hernandez, Elbert, and now Paco Rodriguez. It's been Lyles, Morales, and Scahill for Colorado. Game 1 of the 3-game series Eddie Butler tomorrow night. Dan Herron will pitch for a little while for the Dodgers. And then Sunday, Christian Bergman and Zach Greinke will pitch a couple of innings. Miguel Rojas will now take over for Turner at shortstop. So he comes into the game with the big left-hander. And Willen Rosario is okay. He's back in the dugout, and we see Ynoa followed by Morneau and Kadire, and no other changes. A little extra note, we told you it's 1 in a million, but Scott Elbert could very well be the winning pitcher tonight. Even though he only made 8 pitches, it would be his first victory since 2012 when Scotty made 2 pitches. Well, the man that Scott Elbert retired for his last victory over 2 years ago, he faced only 1 batter and made 2 pitches to get him. Joey Votto of the Cincinnati Reds. Tonight it's Charlie Blackmon of the Colorado Rockies. So here's Paco, and it's got to be pretty important for him tonight. Will he be able to make the roster for the division series? Nice to have a left-hander with the experience of J.P. Howell. Now you have young left-handers like the return of Elbert and, of course, Paco Rodriguez. That's a strike. 1-1. Paco Rodriguez is only 23. One and two. Sitting up here, Paco still does what he did when he was here before, extending that left arm. So it's as if he's showing the hitter the ball, but he does a little extra move with his glove. I don't remember that as much. Right there. Glove just seems to come into play, and it winds up down around the thigh. Anything to take a look. There it goes. And then it goes forward, and then he tucks it underneath. Now I'm wondering if that does. See the way it goes? And in a sense, before he tucks the glove into his side, there's a split second where you almost lose the ball. Ground ball hard, backhanded, and off the glove of Miguel Rojas. So Ynoa, the former Dodger property, gets himself a base hit to go with a walk. Rojas unable to handle it. Couldn't do it. So Justin Morneau coming up. Walked, hit a 2-run home run, and flied to right. And ball 1. Morneau is fighting Josh Harrison of the Pirates. Morneau is hitting .318. We don't know what Harrison did in the Pirate game. We know the Pirates won. Harrison was hitting .319, 1 point ahead when that game started. And look out, there's a base hit. So here come the Rockies. Stopping at second is Ynoa. Good throw in. So first and second, nobody out. And the batter now will be last year's batting champ. And wait a minute, here comes Don Mattingly. And he's going to the pen. So Ynoa and Morneau get base hits. Brandon League will be coming in. By the way, the latest we have on Harrison is .318. And with that base hit by Morneau, he's probably caught him. So a lot going on. We'll be right back.
Number 43, Brandon Lee.
At Dodgers.com/shop for the largest on-site selection of authentic MLB postseason caps, t-shirts, jerseys, etc. So you can get your official championship straight from the source, the Dodgers.com/shop. All right, Brandon Lee trying to stop it here with 2 on and nobody out. Foul ball. By the way, that ball off the glove of Miguel Rojas, he is charged with an error. So Inoa reaches on an error. Morneau promptly singles. And here's Mike Kadaya. And of course, Kadaya can get you back in the game with 1 swing. 10 home runs, 31 runs batted in, but he's only played 47 games. 0-2 to Mike. Down in the Dodger bullpen, certainly a candidate for the bullpen, Pedro Baez. So Mattingly and Wallach, they've had a look at Hernandez, a brief look at Elbert, then Rodriguez, and now Brandon Lee. And that's going to be a base hit. Going to third is Inoa. They'll wave him in, and the throw is in time to get him. Carl Crawford is not known for a great throwing arm in left field, and that's the reason Stu Cole sent Inoa home. But Crawford came up with a gem, a perfect throw to the plate, and finally handled by Drew Butera. It looked like Inoa would make it easily, and then Carl got off a dandy. One hopper and the tag just as the hand was close to the plate. Walt Weiss is talking to the plate umpire, and they're on the phone, I'm sure, checking their videotape, man. Now the plate umpire, Jim Reynolds, will call in the first base umpire, Field and Culbreth, and they'll put on the headset and they'll check with New York. So we can take a look at that play. It was very close because Inoa's hand certainly touched the plate. There's the hand, there's the glove. Now, did he touch him then or after? And very difficult. The plate umpire is almost blocked out because he's behind Butera. Wow. Did he get him on the back of the left elbow? You realize, and we've been saying this all year, with these official reviews, you realize what an impossible job it is for the umpire. And with the great equipment that we have, it's still hard to figure. And they have one quick, brief call. No, well, I think, or I'm not sure. They have to call it. So Inoa waiting on the call. I tell you, it was so close it wouldn't surprise me. Safe or out. Take another look. Watch the glove. Watch the left hand. Now where's the hand? It's there. And there's the umpire trying to get around and get a good view. All right, Jim calls him out. They're looking at it from every angle back in New York. It's impossible, isn't it? Again. Watch the glove, watch the left hand, watch where the glove and arm meets, and look at the fingertips. He looks safe, yeah, he does. But as I said, I wouldn't be shocked or surprised if they called him safe or out. That's really a tough call. I don't know if we had the clock on it, how long the review took, but Here's the answer. He is out. Okay. Way to go, Carl. He's thrilled. I think many times, certainly an outfielder would trade a base hit for throwing a man out on any base, whether it be second, third, but especially home. So it's still 7-3. Kadire gets the base hit. Inoue is out. 7-2. Morneau stopping at second, and here's Drew Stubbs. Stubbs struck out twice, then doubled in the 6th inning. Drew hitting .289. He was another fella, when they signed him, everybody thought he was going to be a standout star. He was a first-round pick by the Cincinnati Reds. In his first year, in just 40 games, he had 8 home runs, 17 RBIs. In 2010, he had 22 home runs, 77 runs batted in. And finally, he had 14 and wound up in Dayton, then with the Cleveland Indians, and finally here. With all of it, he'll be 30 the 4th of October. His biggest problem, striking out. And he struck out twice tonight, and that's the 3rd time. So Brandon Lee strikes out Stubbs. Boy, look at that sink, and he certainly thought it was below the knees, but plate umpire Jim Reynolds rings him up. So Lee picks up a strikeout. 2 down thanks to the play at the plate. And Willen Rosario will walk, fly to left, and ground it out. Coming up. 0-1 to Willen. We have the paid attendance tonight. Nice crowd to enjoy the final Friday night fireworks of the year. 43,328. 43,328. 0-2 the count. Willen Rosario. Well, the flesh is Willen, but boy, he's taken a couple of licks tonight behind the plate. No balls, 2 strikes. And good sinker. So he strikes out Stubbs and Rosario after giving up the base hit to Kadire. And with all the scuffling, the Rockies come up empty. And we're heading for the bottom of the 7th. 7-3 Dodgers. fun at Dodger Stadium as we close down the regular season. It is 7-3 Dodgers. 7 runs, 10 hits, and 2 errors for the Dodgers. 3 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for the Rockies. And it'll be Jock Peterson, then Scott Van Slyke, and Miguel Rojas. So the Dodgers used Paco Rodriguez for 7 pitches. League made 10. And we move it along. Peterson popped up to short, 0 for 1, finishing up. And a drive foul down the line, out of play, 0-1. Bit of an experiment in the sense that Peterson came in and you expected him to play center, but the Dodgers moved Ethier to center and Jock's playing right. 1-1. When the late Rod Dado was the famous baseball coach and the greatest name at SC, he didn't have to worry about calling people by name. He called everybody Tiger. And so Stu Peterson, Jock's dad, went to SC, and one son, Jock, and the other son, Tiger. Two balls, 2 strikes. Dodgers scoring 6 in the 6th inning to jump out in front after trailing for the first 5 innings 3-1. And see you later. So Jock hesitates, takes strike 3, and we have 1 down in the 7th inning.
First baseman, number 33, Scott Van Slyke.
Scott Van Slyke coming up. Scotty took over for Adrian Gonzalez, who went 0 for 2, and then Van Slyke singled to drive in a run and came around to score later on in that wild 6th inning. 11 home runs, 27 runs batted in. And on deck, Miguel Rojas. Ball 1. When the Rockies come up in the 8th inning, they'll be the bottom 3 in the lineup: Rutledge, Culberson, and then Skakel. One and 1. Two balls and 1 strike. Couple of changes. Ben Paulson is taken over at first base for Morneau, and Kyle Parker is now in right field for Mike Kadaya. So for the moment, we will check. The last we heard, Josh Harrison was hitting .318. And we'll find about Morneau. Morneau had a walk, a home run, and a single tonight. So he's at least even with Harrison, to our knowledge, with 2 more days left in the battle for the batting title. Okay, we just checked, and Morneau is hitting .319 as he sits in the dugout talking to EY. Meanwhile, we were talking about the Cardinals. They were leading the Diamondbacks 6-2. And remember, Pittsburgh won. Big chopper wide to third, waiting for the hoppers in Noah. 2 down. Anyway, Arizona has scrambled back, and they're tied up 6-6. And remember, Pittsburgh won. What a mess that will be should the Cardinals lose. The Cardinals and the Pirates would then be tied, be a matter of percentage points. Miguel Rojas hitting in Turner's spot. So there you see it. Cardinals, Arizona 6-6 in the bottom of the ninth inning. 0-1 to Miguel. Unusual spot. Rojas hitting in the 100s, hitting cleanup for Justin Turner. While Turner was in there, Turner was 1 for 3 and knocked in a couple. On deck, Carl Crawford. 1-1. Dodgers with Hernandez, Elbert, Rodriguez, and League. Elbert was in there when the Dodgers scored the 6th. So he's the pitcher of record to pick up a win. Lyles, Morales, and Scahill. And Lyles could lose. 1 ball, 1 strike. Seven runs, 10 hits, 2 errors for the Dodgers. Rojas has 1 of them. 3 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for Colorado. All 3 runs back in the 3rd inning. 2-2. Three and two. Eddie Butler and Dan Harron tomorrow at 6:10. And then it's Bergman and Greinke for a little while on Sunday. And down goes Rojas. That will do it for the Dodgers in the 7th. 2 strikeouts for Scahill. And at the end of 7, 7-3 Dodgers. Excitement and historic performances. The 2014 postseason begins on September the 30th. The Dodgers make a couple of changes. Pedro Baez takes over on the mound. Arisbel Arabarena takes over at shortstop. And for Miguel Rojas, he's moved over to 3rd. So the Dodger infield, Van Slyke and Gordon, Arrubarena and Rojas. And we are heading for the 8th inning, and we're taking a look now at Pedro Baez, and he is certainly a strong candidate for one of the bullpen roles in the postseason. And the young pitchers especially, they know it's a big opportunity to impress. Baez throws very hard. He has been in 18 games. This is 19. He has walked 5, and he has struck out 17. That's pretty impressive. Plus, the opposition is hitting 179 against him. So when you're filling out your imaginary 25-man squad and finally get to the bullpen, you have to consider Mr. Baez. He'll be facing Josh Rutledge, then Culberson, and then a spot for Cahill. Back in July, Rutledge had a big pinch hit double against Zach Greinke. Foul back, 0-1. So the Rockies picked up 3 early in the 3rd inning. Justin Morneau had a walk, single, and a home run. He's batting .319. Josh Harrison, we understand, is hitting .318 of Pittsburgh. And Andrew McCutchen of Pittsburgh is hitting .314. So the battle for the National League batting crown well underway with 2 games to go. And we're also waiting to see about that Cardinal-Arizona game. 6-6, bottom of the 9th. Pittsburgh won. And that will really be a mess should Arizona beat the Cardinals. It's conceivable that the Cardinals and the Pirates wind up tied. They have a playoff. The winner of that playoff then plays the Giants in a playoff, and the survivor will then play here on Friday. 1-2 to Josh Rutledge. Struck out, hit by a pitch, and walked. Ground ball to short. Arrubarena throws on the run. 1 away. And of course, when you're again talking about that extra infielder, Arrubarena is a candidate.
Charlie Culberson.
So 1 down. Charlie Culberson coming up. So you know the starting infield, Uribe and Ramirez and Gordon and Gonzalez, but the backups, that's another story. Charlie with 3 home runs, 23 runs batted in. Not sure, but I had the feeling that DJ LeMahieu hurt himself and the ball hit up the middle. The smothering stop on the ball hit by Turner, and then the throw to the plate on his knees took a lot out of him. That's a strike, 1-1. Charlie's out of Calhoun, Georgia, and originally a 1st-round pick by the Giants 7 years ago. He has what you would call Hall of Fame bloodlines. Foul ball. He's related to George Sisler, the Hall of Famer, the former All-Star Dick Sisler, who played left field for the Philadelphia Phillies and beat the Dodgers with a home run to left field, and he was a left-hand batter. And ex-big league pitcher Dave Sisler. His grandfather, Leon Culberson, played with Boston and Washington. And his dad was also selected by the Giants as an outfielder in 1984. So Charlie has some background. Charlie Culberson. George Sisler, going way back to the Branch Rickey days, was a very valuable asset for the Dodgers as a judge of talent. 1-2 to Charlie. 25 years old. 2-2. And hit near to left field. Crawford started back, then comes up a couple of steps, and we have 2 down. Matt McBride will come out of the dugout now, and he will bat for Scahill. Matt McBride.
Attention please for the Rockies, bench hitting number 7, Matt McBride.
Matt McBride had a big thrill on the 20th of August. A 2-out go-ahead grand slam home run. It gave Colorado a victory. Spent most of the year, did Matt, in Colorado Springs. Baez with 2 out in the 8th. Dodgers lead 7-3. High fly ball to left. Back goes Crawford. Still on the grass. Now on the track. And that's that. So McBride gives it a ride, but down he goes. We're heading to the bottom of the 8th inning with the Dodgers leading the Rockies 7-3. Dodgers have 10 hits and 7 runs. Probably the biggest single play involved Justin Turner. Chop up the middle, a smothering dive by DJ LeMahieu, throwing from his knees to home plate, not in time. As it turned out, LeMahieu then had to leave the game with a left knee sprain, and he's day to day. So that was a costly play for Colorado. A couple of runs, and they lose their second baseman. Rex Brothers, hard-throwing left-hander, will come in now. And he'll start up by facing Carl Crawford. Brothers struggling with his control. 54 strikeouts, but 39 walks. And Crawford having a magnificent September, hitting .444. He has 2 hits tonight, single to right twice, lined out to left, and he also, for good measure, threw out a runner at the plate. Foul back. 0-1 the count. Rex Brothers from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, went to Lipscomb University in Tennessee. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, the Cardinals got a run in the top of the 10th inning. Johnny Peralta, who had a couple of RBIs earlier in the game, singled in to put the Cardinals in front 7-6. So the Pirates won, the Cardinals were tied. Now the Cardinals take the lead. We'll let you know about the bottom of the 10th inning over in Arizona in case you missed it. Kirk Gibson was fired today. About noon they made the announcement. 2-2 the count. Of course, they cleaned house in Arizona. Should Arizona lose tonight, they will lose 97 games. So they're cleaning house. Dave Stewart, the new vice president, general manager. Deshaun Watson, formerly with the Dodgers, moved over to join Dave. And of course, the operation in Arizona now completely run by Tony La Russa. So they'll start with a new manager. Two balls and 2 strikes. Rex, who lives in Nashville now, goes all the way with Carl. An even 6, a solid 210. He'll be 27 about a week before Christmas. And popped in the air. Going out is Culberson. Coming in and making the catch for the out. So they get Crawford for the first time on the fly ball to right field, and the batter will be Andre Ethier.
Center fielder number 16, Andre Ethier.
One away in the 8th. Ethier flied to left. That's when Charlie Blackmon made a great throw to the plate. He struck out and walked, scored a run. Andre started the game in right field, finishing up in center. And through the hole into left field. So Andre Ethier gets a base hit. Dodgers now 7-11. 7 runs, 11 hits, and the batter will not be Uribe, who's out resting. Arrubarena will be coming up. Juan Uribe had grounded out twice and singled to center. Drove in a run. So Arrubarena trying to advance Ethier. And that's going to do it for Rex Brothers. Walt Weiss now has burned up his starter, followed by Morales, Skahill, and Brothers. And certainly an old pal coming in, LaTroy Hawkins. And we'll be back. Gary, Indiana. He was signed way back in 1991. Leroy will be celebrating his 42nd birthday a couple of days before Christmas. Had an incredible career. Originally signed with the Twins. Spent a great deal of time. Finally left the Twins, went to the Cubs, the Giants, the Orioles, the Rockies, the Yankees, the Astros, the Brewers, the Angels. Last year, the Mets. And here he is back again. This is his 999 game. 999. Teammates called him Satch, as in Satchel Paige. As he said, I don't know very much about Satchel, but I have a big photo of him. He's tall, black, skinny, big feet, just like me. Well, he's quite a guy. 6'5", 220. LaTroy Hawkins, better known as Satch. One out. Ethier at first base. Arrubarena finishing up on deck. Drew Butera. Charlie Blackmon will lead off the ninth inning for Colorado. 43,328. If you can, hope you'll be out here with us tomorrow night. 6:10 game, remember. 0-2. Off speed, little nubber. Rosario says he will take care of it, and he sure does. And on the play, Ethier advances to second. So that'll bring up Drew Butera. 2 down in the 8th.
Catcher number 31, Drew Butera.
Alex Guerrero comes out on deck. He would bat for Baez. Down in the Dodger bullpen, J.P. Howell begins to warm up. So they'll look to Howell and not Jansen to turn out the lights tonight. Fastball for a strike. How about that? He can still throw over 91 miles an hour. He's 6'5" and about 220, as you can imagine, in tremendous shape. Oh, and 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. As you can imagine, as Butera takes a moment back out, Hawkins at 6'5" was also a very talented basketball player in high school, but he chose baseball on the advice of his grandfather. Comebacker. All right, Butera hits back to the box. No runs. 1 hit, 1 left. And we are heading to the 9th inning. 7-3 Dodgers, and J.P. Howell heading to the mound. To the ninth inning, 7-3. He has certainly stood out as the player of the game, driving one into the gap in right center field, then driving yet another for a base hit. He's hitting .438 in the month of September, and then on the base hit by Mike Kadire, he makes a great throw to nail Rafael Ynoa at the plate, and so Crawford did everything but sing the national anthem, and he's the player of the game. .438 in the month of September. Wow. Dodgers winning the game tonight without a home run, and in the month of September the Dodgers have hit 30 home runs. So J.P. Howell now will face Charlie Blackmon, Rafael Ynoa as the first two batters. J.P. 3-3. Blackmon has singled to right, singled up along third on a bunt, lined to center, and struck out. One ball and no strikes. The Washington Nationals split a doubleheader with Miami, and they won the opener, which gave Washington 94 victories. So it looks like Washington will have the home field advantage in the Major League playoffs. Clayton Kershaw, A.J. Ellis, as usual, together. They'll be together whenever Clayton pitches. That's a strike to Charlie. Rafael Ynoa on deck. Zach Greinke talking to Josh Beckett. 2-1. Fastball, little roller. And JP does that, and we've got one down.
Third baseman, number 43, Rafael Ynoa.
Rafael Ynoa with Ben Paulson on deck. Dodgers 7 runs, 11 hits. Colorado 3 runs, 8 hits, 1 home run. That was by Justin Morneau in the third inning. The Cardinals beat the D-backs 7-6 in 10 innings. One ball and no strikes. Trevor Rosenthal pitched the bottom of the 10th inning. And you might remember Trevor, even from last year's playoffs. He throws about as hard as anybody in the game. He got gregarious on a 99-mile-an-hour fastball, and he took out the catcher Tuffy Gosowicz on a 101-mile-an-hour fastball. Oh, they went on to win the game. 2-1 the count. So the Cardinals have won 89 games, Pirates 88, and they're still 1 game apart. And Washington winning big tonight, and they have 1 home field advantage. Two and one to Ynoa. Lost a hit on a good play by Turner, reached on an error, walked, and then reached on the error by Turner. A smothering stop and got him at first base. D. Gordon diving to take a base hit away from Ynoa. And we have 2 down in the 9th inning, and Ben Paulson coming up. It's up the middle, and there goes D. Almost got that away from him, but he recovered and was able to get it over there just ahead of Ynoa, who thought he was safe. Okay there, but then it gets out of the glove on one knee. Just did get him. Bang, bang. So the Dodgers 1 out away from winning 5 out of 7 here and 11 of 17 overall. and standing in the way, Ben Paulson. Ball one. So J.P. Howell trying to close it up. The pitchers tonight, Hernandez, followed by Elbert, Rodriguez, League, Baez, and Howell. High fly ball into left center and deep. Efield gone back, watching it go over the wall. So big Ben Paulson hits it out, and that makes it 7-4. So Paulson, who got in late to take over at first base for Morneau, drives one over the center field wall. So Big Ben tolls one.
Right fielder number 16, Kyle Parker.
7-11 for the Dodgers. 4 runs, 9 hits, and 1 error for the Rockies. Brian Wilson gets up in the Dodger bullpen. That's a bit of a surprise, especially to J.P. Howell, to give up a home run to a left-hand hitter. So Brian Wilson coming in with 2 out in the 9th, and we'll be right back. The ball to Kenley Jansen. Now he comes in with 2 out in the 9th inning and trying to retire the side. So for J.P. Howell, that was a bit of a shock to give up a home run to Ben Paulson, a left-hand batter. So Kyle Parker is now the hitter. 2 home runs in the game, and both of them by the first baseman, Justin Morneau. And there's a line drive right at Crawford. And that's the end of the game. Not exactly convincing, but the Dodgers get away with it. And for the Rockies, 1 run, 1 hit, 1 swing of the bat by Ben Paulson. A great all-around effort by Carl Crawford. And for the Dodgers, doing the same thing we're doing. They win 7-4. They say goodbye to the crowd of 43,000. And we wish you all a very pleasant good evening, everybody.